I'm Jake. It's so great to be here with you today.
Today we have a very practical and useful topic for all English learners. We're going to talk about how to describe your day in English.
That's right. Talking about your day is a super common conversation topic. It's something we do every day, but it can be tricky to express in English if you're still learning.
So today, we'll take you step by step through a typical day from morning to night using simple words and phrases that you can use right now.
And don't forget, if you like this episode, please subscribe, share it with your friends who are learning English, and give us a thumbs up. That helps us a lot.
All right, let's get started and describe a full day together.
Let's start with the beginning of the day, waking up.
In English, you can say, I wake up at 7 o'clock, or I usually wake up around 6:30 in the morning.
The word usually means this is what you do most of the time, but sometimes it can change.
And when you wake up, you might say, I turn off my alarm clock. That means you stop the alarm sound.
After waking up, many people like to stretch in bed. You can say, I stretch my arms and legs.
Stretching helps you feel awake and ready for the day.
Let's try a full sentence together. I wake up at 7. I turn off my alarm and stretch in bed.
Great. Now, what's the next thing you usually do? After waking up, most people go to the bathroom to freshen up.
You can say, I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. Or simply, I go to the bathroom.
And then you probably brush your teeth, wash your face, and take a shower.
Right, we often say, I brush my teeth. I wash my face. I take a shower. Or I have a shower.
Some people like to dry themselves with a towel and then get dressed.
To get dressed means putting on your clothes. You can say, I get dressed in comfortable clothes.
Here's a longer example. I wake up at 6:30. I turn off my alarm and stretch in bed. Then I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and take a shower. After my shower, I dry myself and get dressed.
Try saying that with us. It's a perfect description of your morning routine.
After getting ready, many people eat breakfast.
Yes, breakfast is the first meal of the day and it's very important.
You can say, I make breakfast or I eat breakfast.
Some common breakfast foods are toast eggs, cereal, fruit, coffee, or tea.
You can say, I usually eat toast and eggs or I have cereal and a cup of tea.
While eating breakfast, some people like to check their phones or watch the news.
Right, you can say, I eat breakfast while I watch the news on my phone.
Let's put it all together. I get dressed and go to the kitchen. I make breakfast and eat toast and eggs. I drink a cup of coffee while I check my phone.
Good job, you're describing your day clearly and naturally. Now that breakfast is done, it's time to leave the house and go to work, school, or somewhere else.
Yes, we often say, I leave the house at 8 a.m. or I get ready to go.
You can describe how you travel. For example, I take the bus. I drive my car. I ride my bike. I walk to school.
If you take the bus or train, you can say, I wait at the bus stop or I get on the bus.
And when you arrive, you say, I get off the bus or I arrive at work.
Here's a longer example you can practice. I leave my house at 7:45. I take the bus to work. The bus ride takes about 30 minutes. I arrive at work around 8:15.
Try saying it with us. I leave my house at 7:45. I take the bus to work. It takes 30 minutes. I arrive at work at 8:15.
Once you arrive, your day at work or school begins.
Yes, you might say, I start working at 8:30 or I go to my first class.
You can talk about what you do. I check my emails. I attend meetings. I listen to the teacher. I take notes.
Sometimes you might have a break. You can say, I take a short break or I have a coffee break.
Here's a longer example. I arrive at school and go to my first class. I listen carefully and take notes. After the first class, I have a 15-minute break. I drink water and talk to my friends.
Let's repeat that. I arrive at school and go to my first class. I take notes and listen carefully. I have a short break and talk to my friends. Next, it's lunchtime, a favorite part of the day for many people.
You can say, I eat lunch at 12 o'clock or I have lunch with my coworkers.
If you bring your food, say, I bring lunch from home. If you buy food, say, I eat in the cafeteria or I order food. Here's an example. I usually have lunch at noon. I bring a sandwich from home and eat with my coworkers. We talk about our day and relax.
During lunch, you might say, we chat and relax, or I listen to music while I eat. Try saying it with us. I eat lunch at 12 o'clock. I bring food from home. I talk with my coworkers during lunch. After lunch, you go back to work or school to finish the day.
You can say, I continue working or I go to my afternoon classes.
Some common phrases: I work on projects. I study for exams. I answer emails. I participate in group discussions.
If you finish early, you might say, I finish work at 5 or I leave school at 3.
Here's an example. In the afternoon, I work on my computer and answer emails. I have a meeting at 3 p.m. and finish work at 5.
Let's say it together. I work in the afternoon. I answer emails and attend meetings. I finish work at 5 p.m. When your work or school day ends, it's time to go home and relax.
You can say, I leave work at 5 o'clock or I finish school at 3 o'clock.
Talk about how you get home. I take the bus home. I drive my car. Sometimes I walk if the weather's nice.
When you get home, you might say, I feel tired, or I relax on the sofa.
Here's a longer example. I finish work at 5 and take the bus home. When I get home, I feel tired, so I relax on the sofa for a while.
Try it with us. I finish work at 5, I take the bus home. I relax on the sofa.
So after a busy day, it's time for dinner. A nice way to end the day.
Absolutely, you can say, I cook dinner. I eat dinner with my family. Sometimes I order food. I eat around 7 or 8 p.m.
Some people like to talk about what they eat. I usually eat rice and vegetables, or I have pasta and salad.
After dinner, you might clean up. You can say, I wash the dishes. I tidy the kitchen. I put leftovers in the fridge.
Here's a longer example. I cook dinner at 7 p.m. I eat with my family. After dinner, I wash the dishes and clean the kitchen.
Repeat with us. I cook dinner. I eat with my family. I wash the dishes after dinner. Finally, let's talk about how you relax and prepare for sleep.
You can say, I watch TV. I read a book. I check my phone. I listen to music.
When it's time to sleep, you might say, I brush my teeth. I change into my pajamas. I turn off the lights. I get into bed.
You can also say, I set my alarm for the next day, and I try to sleep by 10 or 10:30 p.m.
Here's a longer example. I relax on the sofa and watch TV after dinner. Around 10, I brush my teeth, put on my pajamas, and get into bed. I turn off the lights and try to sleep.
Let's say it together. I relax in the evening. I brush my teeth. I get ready for bed. I go to sleep around 10 p.m.
And that's a full day described in English from morning to night.
We hope this episode helped you learn useful phrases to talk about your own day.
Remember to practice by telling your own daily routine in English every day.
Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe, like, and share this episode with friends who want to improve their English.
See you next time on English Pro Podcast. Keep practicing and have a great day.
Bye-bye.